Hey, welcome back, Nopey Heads. This is That Damn Morning Show on Nopey Radio. We got the one and only Mr. Slide Factory, Barry Clapp in the house, Mr. Nopey Drift. And
What
yeah.
up?
What?
That was a poorly timed. That was a what up, y'all.
Oh, what up? That was that Barry what up.
He's still half asleep.
Yeah.
Give me another shot at that. Let me try that again. What up?
There we go. Yeah. Wake your ass up.
He's alive.
If you can't hear us, then you must be like DJ Kaizen sleeping in.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, man, I always miss the morning show. Because he's a DJ. I mean, he sleeps till noon.
He works nights.
Works nights and stuff.
Yeah.
He goes,
Late.
yeah, he goes, when are you going to start putting this shit on podcast or something? And then he said the ultimate shit the other day to me. He goes, I enjoy being on the morning show, but I never get to listen to it. But when's Barry's show coming on Nopey Radio? It's at night, so I can hear it. And
Nice.
I was like, well, get Slideways. That's the name of the show.
Yep.
Will be airing here very soon.
Yep.
We just finally got to see the logo.
Yep.
Unlike us, we started.
What do you think about that? That looks slick. You like that?
The only thing I don't like about it is the .com.
Is it what?
The .com where you placed it. I love the logo.
I don't even. There's a .com on it.
Hold on, I better look again. It's not .com. It's something else. The hell does it say?
Oh, you're talking about the width.
Let me look.
I don't
You're
know.
talking about the width down in the corner where it says with Barry Clapp.
Oh yeah, it's with. That's
it is.
right.
It's in a weird spot.
It's with. Yeah, I would.
I think somebody needs to ask us.
Right? We might have to have a contest to have somebody make us a better logo or something.
No,
But
the
that's cool.
logo is
We can do that.
awesome. I just thought you would put a nice little cursive thing with Barry Clapp.
Right.
Except you threw it in the side. I'm like, what the hell is this dot on here? But no, it's a cool logo. You guys will like it. It's a really cool show. Barry and the guy sitting around talking about God knows what. Unfiltered. I'm sure, yeah, it's going to be a great time.
We've got some really good stuff lined up. We've been brainstorming for the past month, lining up really cool guests for everybody. We've got some really interesting people coming on. We've got some, we've got some NASCAR drivers that are going to come on show with us. We've got some Formula D drivers that are going to be on the show with us. We got a few surprises out there. Like we might even have a ping pong tournament with the Nashville Titans, Tennessee Titans cheerleaders going on in the background. So you just never know what might happen on our show.
Yeah, and your
Nice.
show will be podcast, and it will also be aired Thursday nights on Nopey Radio.
Correct. Yep. We're gonna podcast it live. I believe on Tuesday nights.
Yep.
At about 6:00 on. It's liable to be anywhere. It's probably going to be on Facebook Live. It's probably going to be on YouTube Live. We're looking at maybe putting it on Spotify. We've got 2 or 3 other little places you might be able to catch us and listen to it, and then we'll edit it for television there, and we'll put it on Nopey Radio on Thursday nights at 6.
Edit it for television for Nopey Radio.
Doesn't that make sense?
That don't make any sense, but okay. We'll go with it.
Unpredictable.
Yeah, but it's just like our morning show. We're going to start showcasing on a few of the podcast networks and, of course, on Twitch and YouTube what you guys have missed. So, I don't control that department. That's AV department that handles that. So, whenever they... you'll know probably before I will. So they'll get it up there. But get Slideways.
Get Slideways. Everybody come and get Slideways with us. Get Slideways about a bunch of stuff. It won't just be about cars. There's no telling what we might talk about.
Yeah, they're going to be talking about tractors and fucking farm all equipment. And
could be anything,
could
man.
be Barbie
You just never
houses.
know.
You never know. might get that girl that was the OnlyFans girl on there. They might be Skyping her from jail.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let her out of there. That's for dang sure.
I don't think she's a bad person. I just think she's young and the fame got to her. But, you know, that's on another note. So, so we got, what do we got going on? We got your series is coming up. We got, Street Brawlers coming up.
Yeah.
And then we got the Octane series coming up, which the Octane series is, you're a big part of that because that's what Nopi Drift.
Yep, and we'll be doing a for that kind of deal. You know, we're gonna just make that I feel like we're just gonna make that a wide open, free for all type fun event where anybody's welcome. There won't be a bunch of rules. There won't be a bunch of you got to have this kind of car, that kind of car, any of that mess. We'll just kind of open it up to anybody that's able to do it, and just
make it fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
Make
that's
it to where anybody with a drift car can come and play and just have a good time. And there might even be drift games and hanging around where there's a lot of different fun ways to do that. So you won't want to miss them. You'll be looking for the schedule because you'll want to be a part of it.
Yeah, because the big difference between Octane and the Street Brawlers is Street Brawlers is at the drag strips. Octane is at the circle tracks. But there is a few crossover events that we'll be doing. I do believe the first one is a crossover event because they just built that new drift track. So ought to be a good time. You got the drag racing, the drifting, the Nopi chicks, the girly girls, the stage show stuff, the freak show after party, the lowriders hopping, and the Street Ballers car and truck show series. So I mean, there's something for everybody. There's stuff for kids to do all the way up until 9 o'clock, and then that's when the freak shows. Well, the freaks take over the place. So I mean, there'll be DJs out there. Bounce House will be there. DJ Kaizen, just in case. And there's a lot of music artists and stuff that are jumping on board that they're signing. So, I know that Nopi Events page will be up very soon. I know that they postponed it. There are some sponsors that they're trying to iron out some deals because there's some sponsors that are on one series and some on another series. And I don't know. That's over my head. So, but other than that, I mean, Shaylin, why are you so quiet over there? Did you almost get snowed in or something?
No. So there was that big deal about me having snow and all that stuff, and absolutely nothing happened today. No snow, no rain, no nothing.
Yeah, well, that's the weather.
Yeah, they were making a big deal about it, about possibly canceling school and all kinds of shit, and then nothing happened.
Well, you know what they're not going to cancel? I don't give a shit if it's snowing, raining, a hurricane, the abominable snowman show up. They are not canceling Mardi Gras. That is going on. This is Fat Tuesday, and it's happening.
Yes, it is.
It's the last day to drink before Lent, guys. So speaking of Lent, we're going to start with Barry. If you were going to give up something for Lent, what would you give up?
Man, it would probably, I would have to not come into my garage for that whole period. I would have to, because I'm down here every day. I love being in this garage, and I love tinkering on my cars, tinkering on the model trains, tinkering on all this stuff, watching my big TV. That'd probably be what I'd have to give up. I'd have to
That's a hell of a commitment.
I would have to spend that time not coming down here and spend it up at the house. That'd be mine.
Man, that's...
It'd be tough on me, man. It'd be hard.
I think that's every woman's dream. And then after Lent...
I'd tell your wife would like that.
Then after Lent, they'll be like, please go back out to the garage.
Yeah, it wouldn't take but a couple hours, and she'd be like, okay, that's good enough.
Yeah, Lent's over, man, and we ate the fish. We're good to go. So, Leslie, what...
Right, you get your fish.
Yeah, so, Leslie, if you were going to give up something for Lent, what would you give up?
Seafood.
You don't eat it now. So.
Yeah, that's cheating.
I know. What would I give up? Alcohol.
Did you just fall?
alcohol. No.
You give up
I would give
alcohol?
No, she said she
Oh,
wouldn't.
no.
Kelly
I
suggested
give up
it.
maybe
You're missing the
beer
whole
or I give
conversation.
up liquor, one or the other, but I wouldn't give up both.
Oh, she give up liquor
Or beer.
or beer?
One of the two.
Yeah, okay. Derek, what would you give up?
Honestly, I think I'd have to go down like what Barry said. I spent a lot of time in the garage, so
That'd be a fucking vacation for you. That's not how the Carter family works. Kelly be trying to throw your ass back out there. Or you'd be fixing the electrical in your house. That means you have to go out to the garage.
yeah, I would definitely have to. I mean,
Are these things that we couldn't live without?
explain it to Kelly.
The principle of Lent is to give up something that normally dominates your time, and then devote that time.
That's why I said the garage life.
Okay.
That takes but what's
To
Kelly's?
be doing that now instead of running all these screws in your old ears.
Right.
Well, I know, man. He's over there fucking building shelves. And, you know, just so the listeners know, all this random noise that's going on, that sounds like Derek fell in the background or something. Barry's actually working on his studio this morning so he can get Slideways up and going. So
We're trying to get our last few. Yeah, we're trying to get our last few things in place in the studio. We're trying to get our last few shelves built and this, that, and the other. And we're actually planning on plugging everything in and doing a dry run tomorrow night. So
Yes.
with any luck, it might take us a week to figure out where everything plugs in. I don't know, but
yeah, so if you
we're,
listeners think if we're reporting from a construction zone or something, literally,
it's kind of feeling like it right now.
yeah, I mean, you know, Barry over there, I'm screwing boards and stuff together. Derek's tripping over them. So, okay, so Kelly, what would you give up for Lent? Is it that funny?
Sorry.
I got one for
What?
Why are you gonna answer her? She can
Okay,
talk.
all right.
So we rated this issue yesterday morning. It was Kelly's turn. Derek's like, I got this.
Anything you're doing?
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut now.
She's fine. She's fine.
One thing that I spend my entire morning doing.
2 hours. I think I know what it is.
The dishes?
Very,
Makeup on?
yeah.
That would be it, putting your makeup on. I knew it.
That's
So-
where I was headed.
So
I
basically,
knew it.
so Kelly, you're gonna give up putting on your makeup till noon.
I guess I could.
So technically,
No.
that's
She's gonna give up
postponing it.
putting on her makeup. It just takes until noon to do it.
Oh, I see. So you get
that'll
extra
free up half a
batteries?
day.
You get extra batteries for that caboodle you got with all the lights?
Oh, I always carry extra batteries.
Yeah, because I didn't.
Dude, she carries a little pocket generator for that thing.
I know, right? She like cranks it and spools it up.
I can always when we're at LS Fest and we're living out of our trailer for 3 days, I can always tell when she's putting her makeup on. I'm outside doing something with the car and I hear the generator go.
Yeah.
Ah, come on, guys, it ain't that bad. So Michelle,
Oh, we love you,
what would you give up for Lent?
I
I like how everybody got quiet. They're listening.
would give up
We're ready. We're ready.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
chocolate.
You give up chocolate?
I'd give up chocolate.
You do eat a lot of chocolate.
I do, so I'd probably feel better if I give it up. So maybe I should pretend.
Yeah, Michelle's at this age where she's like, how do you say that? It's like you have these chocolate cravings,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like,
Oh man.
you know,
Yeah,
she's got to have it.
I do. So I think I could make myself feel better if I'd give up chocolate anyway.
What about you, Shaylin? What would you give up?
Well, I guess I'd probably have to give up working on the model cars because pretty much takes up all my time.
Oh, I don't think you could
I
do
don't think
it.
you could do that.
I don't think you could.
Okay, so could I make it a deal where I give up working on them for the time, but I can still buy more?
Oh.
No, it's a model car. It's a model car.
Right.
So I can't buy any either. Man,
What
that
about
would
if
be
you
tough.
just give it up for 1 day a week?
Oh man, that's way too much. Settle down.
Yeah,
Yeah, slow your roll, man.
I gotta
maybe,
I got a closet
maybe
full of
30
them
minutes.
things too.
Man,
30 minutes every like 2 or 3 days.
Mm.
man, you guys are just half-assing it.
How many you got, Jalen? How many you got stacked up in there?
A lot.
Is there a
Couple
way,
hundred.
Is there a way to put a number on it?
Let's
There's probably roughly 130 to 140 built, and I've probably got now at least 200 sitting piled up waiting to go.
it's so bad,
I'm
Barry.
close behind you, man.
It's so bad, Barry. He was FaceTiming me, and Shaylin, everybody knows he likes to cook, right? He was cooking something, and he wanted to show me what he was doing in case we ever want to do it. And he gets in his pantry, and he's like reaching in, and I'm like, "Is that a model car box?" And he goes, "Oh yeah." And he opens the door. There's like a little bit of food, and the whole pantry's fucking full of this shit. I went over to his house, right? And I take something over to him, and you guys, your listeners have to understand, Shaylin lives 2 hours south. So when he drives 2 hours in, 2 hours, he's on the road for 4 hours, okay, guys? Unless he can produce it working from home, which he tries to do sometimes. With that said, I went to his house, and you ever see them hoarders on TV? Now
It's bad.
his house, I mean, it's not a mess. It's just fucking stacked up everywhere. I'm just like, I'm waiting for a model car box to hit me on the head. But, I mean, the house is vacuumed. Everything's on shelves. Everything's it's even fucking dusted. But there's just model cars everywhere.
But that's his passion, and
Yeah, you can't have dust
Yeah.
everywhere if you're building and painting and all that.
Oh, I
You gotta
know.
be able
Oh,
to
I
do
know.
clean work.
Me and Michelle, we've got a whole
This is like the toy car emporium.
Yeah, I mean, I can't talk shit about him. Me and Michelle have a room at our house that has over 800 Barbies in it.
so yeah, and Barbies take up more room than his model cars.
Barbies, it's an interesting because it's very similar to collecting Hot Wheel cars.
Just a lot bigger.
But them damn boxes, they never put Barbie in one size box. It's always
Yeah.
different. And it never fits in a tote right. And, I had friends of mine was like, "Aren't you scared? You got all those Barbies all over your house?" I'm like, "Well, not really. They're all dressed nice."
They're pretty.
So my sister, when I was a little kid, my sister's 11 years older than me. So I was the baby. I was the accident. And so my sister collected Barbie dolls. Well, when I was a little kid, when I was 5, she's 17. When I'm 6, she's 18, whatever. And she's moving out of the house. Well, what's a little boy do with Barbie dolls? He destroys them. He pulls their heads off and pulls their arms off and all this stuff. So there's no telling how many of those old vintage Barbie dolls that I ruined when I was a little boy playing with that stuff and just making, I'm dissecting them. I'm cutting them up. I'm making, scary figures out of them, whatever.
He's creating his own characters.
Like Toy Story.
Yeah, and like my sister's hating my guts, but wasn't allowed to say anything. My mom and dad wouldn't let her.
Yeah,
And
you're
so
a baby.
Years later, I find out this grudge she's holding against me for destroying all her Barbie dolls right when I was a little boy, and I had no idea. And so she started harping on it, and for a year or so, every time we would get together talk about anything, it would come up that I destroyed all of her Barbie dolls. Well, she had moved to Atlanta. We grew up in East Tennessee. Well, she had moved to Atlanta, so they'd been living in Atlanta for several years. So one Christmas, I bought her a black Barbie when they first came out. And it was the funniest thing that everybody, because she had harped on me for destroying her Barbie dolls for so long, that when she opened that present and there was that black Barbie doll, it was the funniest thing you've ever seen. It
Oh,
was
wow.
awesome.
Well,
It was awesome.
I'll tell you something, like you said, taking them apart and everything. Me and Michelle, we went to Chicago to a Barbie convention. And let me tell you, we seen some freaky shit. We
I bet.
were in this hallway, and there's all these Barbie heads, right? And and then this next section, like a booth, and had the arms and the legs, and then the next one had the torsos, and they had them marked what year and model and what factory.
Oh God.
Mhm.
That's when we figured out we collect this shit. We don't know shit
No.
about this. We had questions,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, I bet.
we try to keep them in the box, minty fresh.
Yeah, they're not allowed to be taken out.
Yeah.
That's why my granddaughter's not allowed to be around them, because if she got them,
That's
she'd want
right.
to open them, take the Barbie out, and then she'd take clothes off of them.
Yeah, we don't understand what the deal with our granddaughter is, because she's like Barbie, and she'll just strip it naked.
Yes, and then play with it naked. She don't like her baby dolls having clothes on. She don't like her Barbie dolls having clothes on.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. We think there's something with it.
No, I mean a
We'll
lot
keep
of
an eye on
kids
her.
do that, but I still don't understand it. And say if it's like a doll that has like a little bit of cloth on her where you can't replace, you can't remove it, she gets so mad. I mean, she literally wants you to try to get that thing off, and it will not come off.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, but the Barbie thing, it's kind of weird because you had each section, you had the heads, and then you had the body parts, and then
The clothes.
The clothes.
The
There
clothes,
was
that went
a
on
massive
forever.
amount of clothes of whatever you're looking for.
And then they had a whole section where the manufacturing rep showed you how to make Barbie clothes. I mean, hey,
Mhm.
when I say this was a Barbie expo, this went on for an entire week.
Mm.
And like, I've been to like Hot Wheel conventions and stuff that were, a week long, and pretty cool stuff. And then you go back to the hotels and everybody's trading out of the hotels and stuff. No, the conventions, with Barbie, they're about the same way. But I just couldn't get over the heads and the hair, and I mean, it's like, this is 1963 hair and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
blah.
but,
Like, how do you know?
But you gotta understand too, though, that like when adults and they're still collecting Barbies and they happen to run across one of their old Barbies or something and say it's missing an arm or it's missing a head, that's the best place to go to get the correct body parts
Yes.
for
Yeah.
that.
So we're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
we're talking Barbie transplants here. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So
Barbie junkyard.
yeah, and I tell you what, they also have a contest, and they do it with the adults and they do it with the kids. And you start with nothing of a Barbie, and you build it into your fantasy Barbie.
Mm.
And like me and Shaylin's been to places where they've did these model monster truck stuff, right? What?
I don't go Barbie
I
chasing.
saw this movie.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about. No, what I'm saying is like me and Shaylin's been to these places where they do these contests and you build model cars or like model monster trucks, right?
Yeah.
And you got X amount of time to do it. Well, they do it with these Barbies, and hell, Mattel comes through there, and some of them get picked for next year's Barbie theme.
Mhm.
Wow, that'd be cool.
So I mean, we seen some shit. Let me tell you, it's interesting. But
Wasn't there a guy? There was a guy here in Tennessee. This is probably, this was about the time I was starting Tennessee Drift. This was around 08 or 09. There was a guy here in Tennessee that built a full-size 1-to-1 Barbie Chrysler 300.
that was at Slammin' and
it probably
Jammin'.
made it to your all shows.
That was at Slammin' and Jammin'. Yep, you're right. I
Yeah.
remember that.
And then Mattel picked that up, and they did a Barbie Chrysler 300 off of his car.
Yep, and then Chrysler
Wow.
did that limited edition. It was a limited. No, they did a Chrysler 300 and they did a Magnum, and it was a
I
Barbie
remember
edition.
that guy coming to one of my shows with that car and getting just slap irate, furious because a photographer took a picture of it without his permission.
Oh,
and
it's
tried
crazy.
to come to me like, this guy's got to get thrown out. I need his camera. I'm like, dude, it's in public. People can take pictures of it.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
what
you
what
can't
would he
be
do
an idiot.
nowadays with live streaming? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't be an idiot, man.
But I do know who you're talking about, and that guy, I guess sometimes right place at the right time, and that's how that worked
Yeah.
out because.
Yeah, it was really unique. That
Yeah.
car was pink. Man.
Yeah, and the thing was, it was a brand new car they blew apart to do it. You know?
Yeah, it was a brand new Chrysler 300 at the time, yeah.
Yeah, Chrysler 300s are cool, man. I like them. They're 50 cent gangsta cars.
That's right.
You know, the only thing that I wish Chrysler would have done, which in the concept, and I don't know if you guys are, I'm sure the listeners, some of the listeners may know this, the rear doors were supposed to be suicide, but
Oh yeah.
it was one of the car manufacturers, Rolls-Royce, sued them. They didn't sue them, but they threatened to do it because it would have been like their Phantom.
Yeah, like the Phantom.
Yep.
Like the old Lincoln, the old square body Lincoln.
Oh,
back
yeah,
to
the
60.
69 Lincoln, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But I tell you what, back in the day, the Dub Tour, because that's where you've seen a lot of Chrysler 300s, you know, I mean, hell, me and Shaylee can tell you exactly how to slam one, and the ball joint, you could put 24s on it with the factory ball joint, you just got to shave the knuckle down. And it'll work just fine. And we also know about the Shayla. Remember the alarm system? My God! So when the first Gen 300 Magnum came out, it had this alarm system, and you had to put in a code. Well, nobody knows the fucking code except Dodge. And
Nice.
And when you start messing around with the factory stereo to pull it out, to put an aftermarket in, the alarm goes off unless you can put the code in. But you got to put the code in first, then disconnect it. Well, fuck, we didn't know. We couldn't get the... It was crazy. Remember, we pulled the battery and it kept going? And we're like, does this thing have another battery?
Yeah, definitely a lesson learned.
Yeah. Remember when Bobby locked the keys in it?
Yep.
Yeah, how the fuck are we going to get in this thing?
There was a couple cars. What was that other one he locked the keys in?
Oh.
That Mitsubishi.
Yeah.
That Mitsubishi we lifted for 20s.
Yeah, we almost couldn't get in that car. And you know, everybody, it's not hard to break in a car, guys. Okay? I mean, there's several tricks you got to do. But this particular car, these things must not ever get stolen, because fucking it was a motherfucker to get in it. So, speaking of stealing, I know this is old news, and everybody's like, yeah, Izzy, whatever. I did see a video recently and how these guys steal these Kias.
Did you?
Yeah, 22 seconds. And they had the car stolen where they broke the ignition, plugged this USB port thing in, and started the damn car. I was like, it's that easy? No wonder St. Louis is suing fucking the manufacturer.
That's scary.
I've seen that. There's nothing to steal in a Kia.
They're not even cool cars. Like seriously, like, somebody in the chat or post up, I want to see one slammed.
Yeah, see one looking like something.
Yeah, I show me a drift Kia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
Now that I say this, we're gonna get bombed.
Rear-wheel drive swap.
Yeah, I
Do they
haven't
make
seen.
anything rear-wheel drive?
What
The
about that Genesis?
Stinger.
Oh, Stinger, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it rear-wheel drive?
It is rear-wheel drive.
The Genesis is badass though, but we're talking the basic little SUV that these motherfuckers keep stealing all the time, and you know they're just joyriding them because they're under 18 and they can get away with it. But yeah, we're coming up on the break right now. Barry's got to get back to work. You got anything you'd like to say to the fans, Barry?
Man, just tell everybody to be ready. We're going to have a lot of fun on Get Slideways. You're going to want to not miss it.
Nod.
Tuesday nights at 6 on Facebook Live, YouTube, all kind of channels. Just be looking for it. Thursday nights at 6 on Nopi Radio. Be ready. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a
I
good
can't
time,
wait.
man. But did you
Yeah,
say
it's gonna be
nod
good.
miss it?
No, don't want to miss it.
Oh, don't want to miss it.
Nada.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
Nada.
Yeah, because I was like, nada. Like, not go to it? No, you want to go to
Nada.
it because Barry Clapping them guys, they're going to get really crazy down there, and which I tease him and call it a she shed. But no, he's built a whole facility just to do this. So it's pretty cool. They got a lot of special guests that's going to be going on. A lot of crazy shit in the background. And
Yeah.
they're going to show you some tips and tricks on wrapping cars or in general
Yep.
car stuff. You know what I'm saying? And
Man,
I'm
we're
sure.
we're gonna talk round track racing. We're gonna talk drifting. We're gonna talk car wraps. We're gonna talk 4-wheel drive. We're gonna talk about everything.
And I'm sure Derek will be over there with his dry race board.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Kelly will be doing something in the background. There's no telling what.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, guys, we got to go to this commercial break. We are going to be right back. Stay tuned. Grab a cold beverage. Hang out. Hide from your boss because you're at work. We're going to be right back. Nope Radio.